Shannon, do the Lakers and LeBron deserve a pass for losing last night, given all the emotion?
No. You lost the game. It's we don't pass out. You give passes. This is pro sports. You get women get paid a lot of money to win. This is about winning. This is not about moral victories. This is not about something great happened in the game, so they lost. It's okay. No, and I think LeBron would attest to that. He would have loved to have won this game in the moment in which he had last night, but that didn't happen. A lot of guys have been on the losing end of a momentous occasion. So, but it's not the end-all, be-all, and I don't think LeBron James or the Lakers should be given a pass. I don't think they want a pass. They understand that they're in the business to win games. LeBron understands he's in the business to win them games. It was a great occasion, very great, historic. But to say that because they lost, they deserve a pass because of what LeBron did in that moment, no, I don't think anybody thinks that. And so you look at a lot of LeBron's moments, it's crazy. When he passed Michael Jordan, they lost by 16 to Denver. When he passed Kobe, they lost by 17 to the Sixers. When he became the all-time leader scorer in playoff points, they lost to Draymond Green-less Warriors. He reached 10,000 points, 10,000 assists, 10,000 rebounds. They lost by 29 to Phoenix. So a lot of his milestone moments have come in defeat. But it's not, and when Emmitt Smith broke the record, the Cowboys finished 5-11, and they were last in the East. When Wayne Gretzky passed Gordie Howe, they finished 27-45, 22nd in the NHL. So, Skip, this notion that, it doesn't mean anything if your team is not winning or y'all don't win the game or you don't have a successful season, most of the time, Barry Bonds, they're fifth in the NL West when he passed Hank Aaron, 71-91. So, no, Skip, I'm not taking anything away from this. They lost the game. Nothing more, nothing less. They weren't going to get 2 victories if they won. They don't get 2 losses if they lost. So, no, they don't deserve a pass, and I don't think anybody is giving them one.
Okay. I'm not usually a pass giver, but I do think they deserve a pass.
For what?
This. It was such an electric night with so many celebrities in-house, with the 2 celebrities for me, Denzel and Jay-Z, courtside.
Mm-hmm.
It was the all-time momentous occasion in the history of this league. You could just see from the first dribble, he was in attack mode and he was going to get this done on this night. And I think his teammates knew it, that after a while, you start watching more than you're playing. And I really respected, for once, Anthony Davis, who can be low motor, as you know, and low energy, and he's there and he's not there. As I sometimes call him, always disappointing. But when he's right, he's as right as anybody playing this game. He is a top 5 player when he is amped up and tuned in and locked in.
Right.
Because you've seen it. I've seen it on even recent occasions where he just takes the game over. You can't on both ends of the floor. Right. He was a bystander last night. And in the fourth quarter, I thought, well, maybe he'll flip the switch, but I don't think he had any switch to flip in the fourth quarter.
He only took 9 shots.
Okay, that's why I'm saying he made 6 out of 9 shots. And Stan Van Gundy, I know you weren't able to hear the telecast, but he was getting on him pretty hard. He's got to show up. He's got to play. He's got to make a shot. What did he do in the fourth quarter? You got your numbers over there. It wasn't much.
Not much. Yeah.
Right? It was quiet. He took one shot and made one. I remember the one. He made a little, remember, it was like an 8-foot jump shot.
Yep.
Okay? That was it. That's all you got. He did have 3 rebounds. But for the night, 13 and 8 is not going to get it done.
Right.
So LeBron is in attack mode. LeBron is in score first mode. So LeBron only had 3 assists last night. Well, I'm not blaming him for that because the occasion was to pass Kareem. It's not to get the ball to your teammates, right?
It's not to have not to break the assist record.
No, it's not. So you got to shoot it.
Right.
And yet he was incredibly efficient. If I told you going into the game that he'd make 13 of 20 shots and get to the free throw line and make 8 of 10 and make 4 threes, you'd say, oh, we're good, right?
Yes.
And again, 38 should make you good. Well, he had little to no help until it was too little, too late.
Right.
When Russ went crazy, and I'm going to say it again, Russ is such a solo act that, to me, he was the only one who didn't care about LeBron passing Kareem because I don't think he cares about anything other than how he plays.
Yep.
Seriously. I think he had no reverence for the occasion. In fact, I think he was a little miffed about the occasion. I think he's like, well, hell with it. I'm just going to play. And in the fourth quarter, he actually got going. Look at the numbers. He made 5 out of 6 shots. He was the one who actually made it respectable with 14 fourth quarter points, right? Because LeBron, he came up as empty as you'll ever see LeBron come up to start the fourth quarter because he'd spent every last ounce on that acceptance speech and passing Kareem.
Skip, and plus,
okay,
it felt different because LeBron started on the bench in the fourth. When have we ever seen LeBron start the fourth quarter on the bench?
How could he not start on the bench?
So,
unless you're just out of your mind with adrenaline and you stay in attack mode because you can't stop it.
I want to get 50 in the win.
I thought he might. He was going to go one way or the other, but he had given you every last ounce he had. And it was game over because his game was over at that point. So you step back from this, and my takeaway watching the game, I don't know what you thought at courtside, but the truth was if you just parachuted in from Mars last night and you didn't know anything about basketball, you would have watched this game and you would have said, "Oh, the visiting team, they're the better team because they played better. They play better basketball."
Yes.
And listen, Mark Dagnall can coach. That they look well coached. They move the basketball.
They do.
They play smart. They don't play great defense, but at least they play hard, smart defense. They're usually where they're supposed to be. They don't give up many cheapies. And on offense, how many cheapies did they generate? But with cuts and back cuts.
Because you got spent, watching Gilgeous-Alexander in person, Skip, he legit.
Oh,
he's for real.
He's an all-star.
And the thing is, Skip, is that you get so focused on him and you bring the double and he kick it and they knocking down threes. Muscala couldn't miss. I mean, the guys were just, and what's the guy's name?
Isaiah Joe.
Isaiah Joe.
Well, he is a 45% three-point shooter, and he wasn't at Arkansas, too. So.
And Mike Muscala. Like I said, when he played for the Lakers, I remember when Magic, I was like, Magic, why you trade for him?
Yeah.
He couldn't buy a three.
Okay. And every time I watch Josh Giddey, like last night, much of the time, he looks overmatched on the court, like he doesn't belong out there. And then, wait a second, I look at the stat sheet, and Oh, wait, he scored 20 points.
20 to 19.
Wait. Oh, interesting.
I mean, Skip, you look at the Lakers outshot them from the field 57%. They was 45% from the three. But
I mean, you guys shot the ball great last night from three. That's for you to make 45%, 14 to 31. That's going to win you a lot of games.
But again, guess what? Free throws, 18 to 26. The other team was 18 to 20.
Okay, but you got there. LeBron got to the line last night because he was in.
But you got to cash him though.
Yeah,
you got to cash him.
Well, he was
especially a close game. I mean, it's a close game. But now let's just say, for the sake of argument, Skip, you 24-26.
Okay, all right. So the point is, you're 5 games under 500, and there are only 27 games to go. You've played 55 games, right? It's shocking to me of underachievement because LeBron is playing obviously at the highest year 20 level we've ever seen times 10, right?
Yep.
AD can be AD, and he looks healthy to me. And Russ is still making a strong case. I don't know if he's a runaway sixth man, but he's up there. I think if the season ended today, he'd be the sixth man of the year because the numbers he put up, they're spectacular.
Yeah,
right?
I think Brogdon would get it.
Okay, all right, he might. But here's the problem with Russ. If we could see it again, I think it's time once again for our daily dose of the Russell Westbrook turnover blooper reel, if we could, please, from last night. Okay, how do you miss LeBron? That's a bucket right there. I almost felt like.
Skip, and the thing is, that's right in front of him. Skip, he just looked directly at.
No, he just missed him. And that was just silly. And that was pretty silly. It's just careless. Okay, you give up a dunk. And you give up, whoops. Okay. Here we go. These are fourth quarter turnovers, too. Giddey makes the shot. Here, and okay. And he usually has sort of no shame about it. He just makes another turnover, takes another 3. And he came into the game as the worst percentage three-point shooter in the league, and yet he got a hot hand because he is remorseless from 3. like he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He can miss 7, 10 in a row. He's just going to shoot it again.
Like I said, he'd be a great defensive back.
He would be.
Because he got very short-term memory.
And he looks like he's built like a defensive back, right? Okay? So it's hard to overcome that because it's more trouble than it's worth. The negatives outweigh the positives. Okay? Now, going forward, can you make the plus? You have to make the plus. You're too good not to make the plus. You got Austin Reeves back. You got Lonnie Walker back. you should be a good enough basketball team to at least make the play in and then make the playoffs. Okay, here's my point. My biggest takeaway from last night. Anthony Davis did not show up because he might as well have been sitting next to you.
Yeah.
Seriously. He should have been sitting. He would have had more fun last night just watching LeBron pass Kareem. Yeah. Okay? From this point on, over the last 27 games, you're going to go as far as AD carries you.
Right.
That's the truth. And you thought coming into the year, it's time for him to, the torch has been passed.
And he showed it. I mean, he's had a couple of, 40 and 17 and 55 and 14 games. So we know what he's capable of doing.
Well, now he's got a shake off last night, and here you go.
Right.
Is it possible? I think it's very possible that you sort of heave a sigh of relief that LeBron did it, okay? Yeah. Now, let's all relax. Let's refocus, and here we go. You're better than 5 games under 500, and you know it,
of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here you should at least, and again, the West it's the weirdest year in the West I've ever seen because nobody has really taken off yet.
Yeah, but I go back and forth. You just said something very interesting. You said that you're 5 games under 500, and you're better than that. And sometimes just sitting there watching, I'm like, are they better than this?
LeBron's better than this. Anthony is better than this.
But but what Tom has showed us as we get older, the impact that we once influenced the game
you say that all year about Brady, okay? All right, because I keep marveling at the stat sheet numbers, and then I look at the score and I say, what?
I mean, he's averaging 30. He's shooting over 50% from the floor. He averaging 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and it's got him 5 games under 500. AD needs to get back to what he was pre-injury. Yeah. He needs to be giving you 30 and 14, 30 and 15.
And 5 blocks.
Yes.
Give him 5 blocks a game, then you got something.
Yeah, I don't think he had. Did he have one? I think he had 1 block last night. He had 1 block. They had 3 blocks as a.
Do you know how many times he got beaten to loose balls? There's one right in front of you where Gilgeous-Alexander just took the ball away from him. I said, what are you doing? He's watching.